What if the puppet's strings could rewind time, but only to tighten the noose? In Lies of P. Overture, the snow falls silent over a city already doomed. Krat's final days play out in reverse. Every step forward feels like pulling deeper into a nightmare that already happened. You are not here to save the city. You are here to remember why it burned. There is no warm welcome, no forgiving hands. The icy forest greets you with claws, rusted steel, and things that should not breathe. A giant bear, its skull bound in a torture cage, lumbers from the white haze. You reach for your blade, then remember, this is not your world anymore. As you chase the shadow of a legendary stalker through forgotten streets and cursed carnivals, questions surface. What happened here? Who is pulling the strings now? And why does this all feel personal? Tonight, we descend into the overture of a tragedy, one that sings a haunting tune of vengeance, loss, and the thin line between memory and madness. Stay close. The snow hides many things. The story of Overture doesn't open with a grand prologue or a warm invitation. It begins with a mystery, a wrong that time itself cannot erase. Through some arcane force, Geppetto's autonomous puppet is flung into the past, accompanied only by the soft hum of Gemini, your ever-watchful guide, the how and the why. Both linger like shadows across the snow-draped ruins of Krat. This is a world on the brink, a place where art and agony intertwine, where human vanity and alchemy spiraled. Out of control long before the fall we witnessed in the base game, and Overture wastes no time immersing you in it. From the moment you stagger through the first frostbitten forest, the atmosphere is oppressive. The snowflakes aren't just weather, they're ash, settling on memories too painful to name. Each abandoned home, each corpse twisted in a grotesque final tableau, whispers of a society that once dared to master life itself, and paid in blood. Notes and letters, stained and torn, offer glimpses of lost hopes and fractured minds. But it's the visual storytelling, macabre exhibitions crafted by a villain unseen, that speaks loudest. Echoes of Hannibal's haunting, artistry permeate every scene, beauty in horror, order in chaos. In Overture, the city's decay is more than backdrop. It's alive, it breathes despair, and it remembers you. Overture wastes no time sharpening your instincts. There's no gentle onboarding, no warm-up fights to ease you back into the flow. Instead, you're thrust straight into a primal encounter. A towering polar bear, its skull caged in cold iron, charging through the snow with terrifying force. One mistake, one missed parry, and the snow will be painted red. This fight is not just a brutal test, it's a reminder. You must remember how to survive here. Parrying, dodging, reading enemy rhythms, all must become second nature again. As you press deeper into Krat's outskirts, the enemies grow stranger, more grotesque. Frenzied zoo animals mutated beyond reason. A crocodile-headed elephant, kangaroos, that drop kick with lethal precision, apes seething with disease and fury. The thrill of these fights lies not just in their challenge, but in their unsettling beauty. Combat becomes an eerie dance against creatures that should not exist. And then there are the bosses. Mariona, puppeteer of death, may be the DLC's standout. An elegant, devastating duel where her tethered marionette attacks in sync with her graceful, deadly movements. Visual cues, an orange flash on the tether, offer just enough of a chance to counter, rewarding sharp eyes and faster reflexes. Unlike many Soulslikes, Overture's toughest fights never feel cheap. They feel earned. Each victory is carved from tension, timing, and tenacity. Exactly how this genre should feel. In Overture, the city of Krat transforms yet again, and it's not just the snow that makes it feel unfamiliar. Each new location pulses with a strange, haunted energy, pulling you deeper into its final days. This is not the Krat of your memories. This is a city crumbling beneath secrets too heavy to bear. The snowy outskirts open the journey, pristine, almost serene, until the first horrors shatter the silence. It's a brilliant contrast, childlike wonder tainted by the grotesque. And Overture plays with this tension at every turn. Your path takes you from frostbitten forests to the bloodied chaos of Krat Zoo, a place where nature and nightmare collide. Giraffes lie mutilated, puppets prowl like apex predators, and disease-ridden beasts defy anatomy itself. Traversing canopy bridges above the enclosures, every step feels precarious, every shadow a threat. Then comes the fairground, a twisted carnival with flickering lights, a frozen Ferris wheel groaning in the wind, and circus clowns whose mechanical laughter echoes through the ruins. Later, you'll fight aboard shattered ships trapped in thick ice, beneath the ghostly glow of the northern lights, a moment of visual poetry amidst the carnage. Not every area hits this high. A sterile underground prison, while mechanically solid, lacks the visual soul that defines the rest of Overture. But when it works, Krat's environmental storytelling is masterful. These aren't just backdrops. They're silent witnesses to tragedy. For a world so consumed by decay, Overture still knows how to surprise you, with new tools, new tricks, and fresh ways to turn the tide. While the core combat mechanics remain faithful to the base game, a handful of new weapons and Legion arms breathe welcome life into your arsenal. First up, the bow. At long last, Lies of P offers a true ranged option. Not a gimmick, but a proper, satisfying addition. Arrows fly fast, and a charged shot can stagger even the fiercest foes mid-animation. Yet it's smartly balanced. Infinite arrows sound tempting, but landing the right shots still demands patience and precision. Think of the bow as a surgical scalpel, not a crutch, but a complement to your blade. Then there's the claws, sleek, savage, designed for those who favor aggression. Slashing through enemies up close becomes a visceral, almost feral experience. And for style lovers, the gun blade delivers pure spectacle, a hybrid weapon worthy of Final Fantasy's Squall, blending brutal melee with ranged bursts. While these tools don't reinvent the formula, they expand it in meaningful ways, encouraging experimentation and catering to different playstyles. In a game where timing is everything, sometimes changing your weapon is the change in mindset you need to survive the next fight. And with new difficulty modes also opening the door for players of all skill levels, Overture shows a rare willingness to honor its hardcore roots while inviting more players to dance with death in its snowbound streets. Souls-like games have long carried a certain badge of honor, one worn in blood and hard-fought victories. Overture respects that tradition, but it also dares to widen the door, offering a hand to those who might have admired Krat from afar but hesitated to step inside. With this DLC and its accompanying free update, Lies of P introduces new difficulty modes designed to reshape the experience without robbing it of meaning. The default, now labeled Legendary Stalker, remains the brutal dance veterans expect, but beneath it lie Awakened Puppet and Butterfly's guidance, both promising a gentler path. Here's the truth, though. Even on these easier settings, Overture pulls no punches. Enemies hit softer, you hit harder, but the core tension remains. This is not a mode for casual sightseeing. It's a carefully tuned experience where success still demands skill and attention. Some players may find Butterfly's guidance, advertised as very easy, more challenging than expected. And honestly, that's not a flaw. It preserves the soul of the game, ensuring that even new players must respect its world. By offering these options, NeoWiz acknowledges something important. The more players who can walk Krat's haunted streets, the more powerful its story becomes. And in a genre often gated by difficulty, that's a welcome evolution. In the end, Lies of P Overture isn't here to reinvent the wheel. It's here to remind us why we loved it in the first place. 15 tightly paced hours of sharpened combat, haunting environments, and quiet tragedy. For those who've spent months away from Krat, this is a powerful reason to return. For those fresh off the base game, though, the experience may feel like more of the same, albeit a beautifully crafted more. Yes, not every location stuns. Yes, the core formula remains largely untouched. But when you stand beneath the northern lights, blade in hand, staring down the next impossible foe, you remember why you came. And so I leave you with this. What moment from Lies of P or Overture will haunt you the most? A fight? A silent street? A letter left unread? Share your stories below. Because in Krat, no memory is ever truly forgotten.